Back here at Jake and Joe's in Waltham. It is our number one of the WEEI Roundtable. It's also brought to you by Miller Lite, Old Dominion, and Blink Video Home Security. My name's Dale Arnold. Michael Holley seated alongside. Happy to have Christian Fauria from OMF in the house.
All right, and let's get right to it. Kirk, what do you have to say for yourself? Kirk, answer the question. No, Kirk's not here. Kirk's not here.
He's on his way.
No, he's getting his chariot. He wants his chariot.
He had some traffic issues.
Some fear problems?
No, some traffic issues. He's on his way in.
Well, this is what I found. I just think it's important to get to a show at least.
Oh, sorry.
What time
does
the 5 o'clock roundtable start? The 5 o'clock roundtable starts at what, 5:30?
We've known this for a long time. We've known this show was going to happen. And so you got to get to a show, in my opinion, at least 30, 35 minutes before it starts.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Christian's been here for an hour.
I was here early. My show, I could have went home and had some good, husband-wife time. But no, I decided I better hurry up. After
I better hurry up,
before the bus comes, before the bus shows up.
I better hurry up. Give us some tips.
Is there anything more about the husband and wife time you want to make us feel bad about?
Yeah, listen.
No, it's just, it's intimate, quality time. Lots, talking about the kids, talking about scheduling, tough schedule. Hockey season's starting. You're going to be gone a lot, so you got it in when you can get it in. Talking about communication, that is. Oh, but here we go. We made it. We only docked a dollar. Only docked a dollar. $1 late fee.
I was feeling
Joey, make him take a lap. Make him take a lap.
He works for me, Christian.
Wait, Joe, you can't make him take a lap?
Michael, can you believe showing up right at the time when the show starts?
Already used that joke. Already used it. You're late. Already used that one. Already used that one.
Oh, what's going on? Let's get this over with.
You mean guys who work 6 to 10 weren't fired up about coming in here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
So convenient. I will say this place is incredibly easy to get to. I only went around the Rotary League 47 times. I was like goddamn Clark Griswold in European Vacation, Big Ben, Parliament, around, and around, as stupid as can be.
All right, so do we just start yelling at each other now? Is that what we do?
Yes.
Well, no matter what we do, I think it'd be better than that 2 o'clock segment I heard when you guys broke down position by position. I felt I was actually dying. My body started to die. And then what is that?
I wish you had stayed that way.
What is that? What is that rap song? What is that?
You didn't like Leroy Street?
What market are we in? What is this, Tacoma? What are we doing? Everybody, I'm in the car and I'm thinking.
What rap do you listen to? What rap do you listen to?
Young MC, one of the great artists of the 20th century.
MC.
I'm in the car and I'm thinking, once in a while, let me just give you a piece of advice, okay?
We'll take advice.
Let me just. This is from the top.
Oh, from the top.
Let me tell you. Take some notes.
For
okay?
now.
Take some notes.
For now.
Take some notes. None of your listeners want to hear that. And when I
say
you don't.
No, you don't. You don't want to listen.
No, I'm telling you because you don't know what's good radio.
No,
I am telling you.
No, you don't want to hear it.
Here's good radio right here. Take a look at it. You don't know it. That's terrible radio. That's telling your audience, go away, stay away, change the channel, never listen to us again.
So they want to listen to everything that you do?
Well, evidently, I'm happy to. My good friend Chad Finn, I'm happy to print out his column with the numbers if you like.
No, you got it. It happens. There are teams that win. They don't win consistently. There are teams that win. Everybody gets a little something. We finished first before too.
Not in the drive time part, but I understand.
Well, we have. We finished first in drive time.
Who did?
Not with me.
Yeah.
No. You beat the other station. You didn't finish first.
We finished first in drive time.
No, you didn't.
So,
I'm happy to furnish you the numbers, Michael.
Congratulations.
No issue.
But congratulations.
Hold on. Let me just
congratulations
hold
on
on.
the win.
Let me just take my hood off. Let me take my robe off.
What is this? What is this?
I'll take the outfit off. We can have a conversation if you like.
If you thought this was a real problem, this is interesting. If you thought it was a real problem, me calling you a racist, you would have dealt with it privately.
No. This is where we fall in this trap. I would rather do it on the air. Of course, I would rather do it on the air.
Because I said it to you, because you said it on the air.
Right.
Michael Holley thinks I'm a racist.
Correct.
I sent you a text.
Correct.
I said I would not call you a racist.
Right. And I responded.
You said okay.
Correct.
And that was it. So if you wanted to talk about it further,
I didn't want to talk about it further. I'd rather talk about it on the air like we're doing now.
Okay.
Isn't that better than having a conversation on the phone?
What? To talk privately about something that you think is something that's bothering you?
Well, what's better radio?
Okay, I'm not talking about better radio. I'm talking about real.
I am. That again is our core difference.
That's our core difference. I'm talking about real life.
But we can talk about real life on the radio too, Michael. It's not that complicated.
No, if something bothers you,
give me water, please.
If something bothers you, you should have just said something to me.
I was talking to Fauria. Christian, grab me water. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let me slash you down a little bit.
What'd you say, Michael? I didn't hear you. What'd you say? At the end. I didn't
What'd
hear
you
the
say?
end. At the end, what I said was I took off the Klan outfit.
I never called you a Klansman.
What you said was there's a line, and Jerry and I were going over it. What is that line, and when do we go over it?
Well, I didn't say you go over it. I didn't say that. Find the tape.
What did you say?
Find the tape when I called you a racist. You got Klansmen.
You said there's a line.
I've never called.
And then you said, inferring obviously a line of racism, and we're going over it.
I didn't say you went over it. No, I didn't.
Okay, what did you say?
Did I call you a Klansman?
What did you say?
You came out saying.
What did you say?
It's a radio station, so we should be able to find it, right? Shouldn't be that problem. Shouldn't be a problem.
Sure.
So I never called you a Klansman.
Okay, what did you say?
I never said you had hood.
What did you say?
You tell me. I'm
telling you. You said there's a line, and we're going over it.
You came in hot with all the information, so you tell me.
There's a line, and we went over it.
If you're number one.
I'll have Curtis find it. I mean, he's going to edit it the way I like it, no matter what.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, either way, we know that.
Well, that's fine.
We know that.
If you're the number one guy and you got all the answers, you should have the answer on this one too, right?
I'll say it again. The Adam Jones thing. Adam Jones was lying. That's my opinion. We disagree.
He was lying based on what?
We disagree on that.
That's never happened to him before. That's never happened to anybody else at Fenway Park.
Did I say that?
So what's it based on?
Based on the fact that every piece of evidence suggests it didn't happen. If you stood out there in center field, you've been there, I'm sure, a million times, right?
Yes, I have.
You know how far away Adam Jones is from the guy, right?
Yes.
If you're at a game in 2017 in the world of social media, somebody would hear that. He talked to the police after the game. He never mentioned that once. Not once.
It happened to him before.
Agreed.
You're saying nobody would heard it.
So
nobody heard it before.
So somebody punched him. I agree.
Alex Reamer on your show had the article, and so I don't know if he's banned or if he's still banned or not, or what.
On my show, but he wrote the story.
But I'm saying he wrote Alex Reamer, a guy who was on your show.
I'm not denying it didn't happen before, but if somebody punched somebody in the face, and then 4 years later, if somebody said I got punched in the face, I'd want proof. Correct? Just because it happened before doesn't mean it happens every time someone says it.
Well, there's a difference between I want proof and he's a liar.
Well, but
there's a big difference.
But I don't believe he's telling the truth. So what am I supposed to say?
No.
Am I supposed to say,
then you don't want proof. You just
really
think he's a liar.
No, I want proof. What's the proof?
No, that's different. I want proof is not the same as he's a liar, which is what you started with a minute ago.
But I don't believe him. So
right,
I believe he's lying about it. Well, okay, he's lying. How's that? I mean, again, this is semantics.
I'm correct. Why do you think he's lying?
Because he offered no evidence, and all the evidence suggested that he's lying about it. I agree it happened before. I agree the word has been used at Fenway Park in the history of Fenway Park.
Right.
I agree. Do I think that John Henry was tossing and turning in his bed about the name Yawkey before all this stuff happened? No, I do not. I don't believe that either. But I believe there's a history of racism at Fenway Park. But I think you'd agree there's a history of racism probably there was at Comiskey Park, right?
I agree.
Or
yes,
Yankee
absolutely.
Stadium.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yes,
Fine.
absolutely.
Adam Jones goes and says this and sort of sets off this national and local sort of fireworks where everyone calls the city of Boston racist. Growing up here, I know some of that's true. But at the same time, I want some proof on it. I get frustrated when that happens. And then when you say you don't believe somebody is called the N-word, you then are assumed to be racist, which I think is madness.
Well,
I don't know how it correlates.
Well, who says that? Because you don't believe.
Did you read that dopey Dig Boston story?
Okay.
Did you listen to ESPN? Did you listen to your friends on that lousy show? Did you listen to those two idiots?
Did you
listen to Bomani Jones?
How do you
want 40 other examples? I mean, it happens all the time. You don't
how do you know
about
the show's lousy? You watch it?
Oh, I've watched it before.
You don't watch that show. No, you don't. You don't watch it.
I've watched it before.
So why are you watching?
Terrible.
Why are you watching a lousy show?
Because I like bad television sometimes, so I can go on the air the next day and make fun of it.
So,
I do prep for my show.
So,
I only do one show. I don't do 4 shows. I do one on the radio because I
care
about my radio show.
If you did more, you'd be more prepared. If you did 2 shows, you'd be twice as prepared.
I don't even know what that means.
Like I am. It means more prepared.
If I did the show that you did at night for 3 hours a night, I would jump off a bridge. That show is unwatchable.
Well,
The Six is the first season of The Sopranos compared to that show.
So you spend your time
watching that early edition.
You spend your time watching bad TV shows.
Program.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
You spend your time watching bad TV shows.
Well, Michael, sometimes we do that so I can text my producers and say this was bad. Let's get sound.
It must be pretty good if you keep going back to it. You wouldn't keep watching a bad show, would you?
Well, again, this is what we do. And you should again pay attention and line up, and then maybe you could be as successful as we are.
I can't wait. I can't wait to the next book. And I shouldn't say that because I'm a team player, but I can't wait for.
Well, I know one show that's going to help you. I can tell you 1 hour you're going to win. You're on it right now. That's one. We're coming and we're helping you.
For some humility.
We're driving. Well, there'll never be that.
Yeah.
We're driving around here, schlepping around to help your show. What do you guys do for us?
Don't.
You wouldn't cross the street for us.
Dale. Dale.
Dale's different.
Dale, they're helping our show by saying, I don't know how anybody
your
can
show
listen to
sucks.
that.
No.
The show's boring.
You don't think you'll have more
ripping.
listeners to this hour than the hour before?
I don't think so.
Oh, did you hear that hour?
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh.
I don't think this hour is gonna help us all that much.
Okay.
But tell
Boy,
me,
you know nothing.
But come back.
Startling to me.
Come back.
You know nothing.
Come back to this.
I'll come back to whatever you like.
How have you helped us? How has Kirk and Callahan helped
Okay.
the Dale, Holley, and Keefe
Very
show?
simple. I'll help you out.
I hate Rich Keefe. How's that help?
I'll help you. Okay, ready? There's a number. It's called. We just give the number 14. We'll say, okay. That is then handed to the station for the rest of the day. Handed. If we were doing, say, a 7 or an 8, you'd still be doing Comcast because they don't care about ratings. But that'd be your whole day. You get the entire day. You could write your books. You could play with your kids. You'd have all day, and then you could schlep over to Comcast. That's how we're helping you.
All right.
I don't think I could be more clear about that.
No, you could be more clear.
You don't understand that?
I don't.
You
Dale, do
understand
you?
the different language?
Well, I'm not sure that 10 o'clock translates to 2 o'clock. The 14 doesn't get handed to us. OMF does a great job,
Thank you.
but they don't hand us a 14.
11.
Of course,
It's 11.
Well, I understand, but they give you a nice number, right?
They give us a very nice
Because
number.
we give them a nice number. That's how it works.
So how
I
does
mean,
it?
that's simple.
But how does it help? When you say you don't like the people on the show.
I like Dale.
You say the shows.
I like Dale a lot.
It doesn't sound like it.
Dale's a friend of mine.
I was.
Yeah,
But
I
what did
tearing my show
What did
apart.
Holly do to you personally to have you? So
I
you,
took the Comcast job away
what
from
did-
him.
what did-
Oh, yeah,
You wanted-
I was
you-
looking to work till
you-
12 o'clock at night on
You
weekdays,
wanted to
Michael.
be on the Comcast job. If we're just being honest about it,
Michael,
you
you
wanted
think-
to.
Michael,
Did you want a Comcast job or not?
No,
I'm sorry.
I had a
NBC
Comcast
Sports
job. I
Bar.
walked away.
You wanted a job, and then you
This is
didn't
what
get
you
the
got.
job.
You think I was going to work till midnight every day?
I don't know what
you're
you're going to do.
at 6 in the morning.
I didn't say
That's
you
the
wanted.
best you got.
I didn't say you wanted that job.
No
you wanted a
interest.
job there.
No,
Yes,
I
you
had
did.
a job there, and I walked away from
Okay.
it.
All right.
I did.
Well,
Now you've walked back.
No, I'm not. I'm not on it right now.
Not tonight, but you are
No, I'm
occasionally
not. No,
on.
I'm not. I haven't been on in 7 or 8 months. I mean, I've been busy, obviously, over the summer doing other stuff, but I'm not going back there.
Ever?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
leave the door ajar, though.
No,
Leave
I
the
mean,
door ajar.
I have no idea. What'd you
Leave
have?
it
I'm sorry.
open.
Christian, go ahead, please.
No, I'm only allowed 14 words. This doesn't count. But I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I think this was good. Are you good now? You guys like each other now?
No, I don't. No,
I don't-
probably not.
I
Not
mean,
really.
no, but I don't- here's-
That's not very Christian.
Hey,
What's that?
That's not very Christian
Why
of you
is
to
it?
feel that way.
Why is there so much?
Oh, now you know about
animosity?
Christianity.
I don't
Now
get-
tell me about
where's-
Christianity.
Is there real
Well, you're supposed to
animosity?
hate me? Is that Christianity?
I didn't say I hated you.
But you don't love me
No.
anymore.
I have to. I have to love you.
God makes you. Go ahead.
I
What?
have to.
What? What are you saying? What? Why is there?
You all right?
No, I know.
Want to go through the protocol?
Well, he's tried to ask this about 3 times. He's getting frustrated.
No, this is great. This is good. I think everybody needs this. This is a kumbaya moment.
Needs what?
You guys
Not
are
yet.
coming together.
I have
You're
not
yet.
airing your
I just-
differences. Now we can all hug it out. We can hug it out.
No,
and we can really
not
get
yet.
down.
I still-
We
I
can get
still
down
haven't-
to the bullpen.
We
I
don't
still
have
haven't. I still haven't gotten a good
We
answer.
don't have to like each other. It's
I
fine.
still haven't gotten a good answer on.
Christian, you and I don't always get along as great as we do now.
Yeah, I know. We're in like a Cold War period of our relationship.
What do you
know?
mean?
Well, we're good, but I'm sure. Like I told you
Well,
last
I
year.
think there's only. I
last
think
year
we
I
both
told you.
understand. We can just say hi to each other.
Yes, so there doesn't need to be anymore.
That's what it
And
is.
if there is, and then sure we'll take it. But it's good. I don't have any issues yet.
See? See? Very thankful. You're welcome. What? You need to answer on what?
I still haven't had a good answer on why saying the show is boring, and saying that you don't like Keefe, and ripping us.
By the way,
how was that good? How was that good
Who
for us?
attacks your competition more than I do?
How was that good? Oh, so what?
Do you attack them as much as you do
So
us?
what?
Yes.
Attack the
No, you
competition.
don't. I listen to the show. Yes, I do.
So what? Attack
I say
the
that Tony
competition.
Maserati eats his own feces. I mean, what do I want to
Does he?
say? I've seen it.
Okay.
I've witnessed it.
So I mean, I don't care. You're supposed to attack. You're supposed
Well, you
to attack
don't. You don't.
the competition.
You don't.
I don't praise them.
Yes, you do. You say I got love for them. I got no bad feelings toward them. Me, you don't like.
I told you
Michael
that.
Felger, Tony Maserati. I got no problem with them.
I
like
told
them.
you
oh,
that.
That's fine. What are we doing?
Well, hold on.
here?
Hold
What
on
is
a second.
this?
Hold on a second. I just want to let's make this clear. When did I say that? I told you that.
We played the sound the
Right.
whole time.
I told you on your
no,
podcast.
That's not true. You all said
That's
on
what
the
I
air.
said.
You said I got nothing but love for those guys. You said,
said-
on the air, and I asked you, what the hell are you thinking?
I said that to you on the podcast.
Right.
I said, you said, don't you hate them? I said, no, I don't hate them. I have respect for the competition. That's what I said to you. But as you said, you'll have your producer edit it any way you want to, and so maybe that's what happened. But I told
I've heard you say it verbatim, Michael. I don't know what else you want me to say.
If I hated you, why would I come on your podcast?
I don't know. You can hate me if you want. I'm okay with that.
I didn't say, but no, you
Many do. It's okay.
You are framing something that doesn't exist. I never told you I hated you. I never told anyone that I hated you.
It's a lot of navel gazing, Dan.
I came on your. Well, that's what we do. That's what we do here. We
do.
Oh, we knew that was coming. I mean, that's what this is about. It's not about the baseball round table. You can't come out and say we're going to yell at each other.
Joe didn't bring us here to talk baseball.
Yeah, I mean, there's a baseball game. There's a baseball game tomorrow. Chris Sale's going to win. Okay.
Yes.
So, back to this.
This is great.
I mean, I don't know where that's coming from.
Well, what's coming from? I apologize. For what's coming from?
I don't understand, A, why you're ripping our show, and B, why you think that I'm going crazy over.
Because I think you guys have made a conscious decision not to be like our show. You've said
it's
the fun ironically stops at 2. Here's the key. Boom. Let's do our thing.
No.
Let's thumb our nose. We're better than Kirk. We're better than Jerry. They get down and do.
Yeah,
they do their thing. Yes, they do their thing. This and that. And
where's that coming from?
We've
that's
never
okay.
said
Who
that.
said that?
You can say it without saying it. There's a way of doing what you're saying.
Like what? You made that up. You're making it up.
I would never in my life. I would never start a show at 2 o'clock and go position. That is 1984 sports talk radio. Going position by position. I just wouldn't do it.
We didn't go position.
We didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
Oh, I heard the first segment. You know what I'm talking about.
We didn't go position by position. We don't do it either.
You talked about the bullpen.
None of us would do that.
You do all that. I will say this, and you guys have your way of doing it. You've been very successful. We have done.
You see that?
We have done no Red Sox talk. The last 2 books. None. 0. We've done Adam Jones talk, and we've done David Price's a Dink talk, and all that stuff. No Red Sox talk. Our numbers are through the roof. My numbers are through the roof. Mine. Well, Jerry's along for the ride. We know that. His time has come. He's part of the casting couch. Right. Our numbers are massive. So I would look at that and say, why don't we try to be more like them? Now,
why would you want us to be like you?
Because
why wouldn't you want to be you and stop worrying about everybody else?
No, because it affects the station.
Just shut up and listen for a minute if you can do that.
I'm not going to
shut up for a minute and listen. We don't have to be like you, Kirk. It's okay.
It's working. I know you.
No,
you're more
like
me than you are. No,
for you.
Well, why don't you try to be a little different?
I don't want to be you. You're the most miserable son of a bitch I've ever met.
Why?
After Eddie Andelman, why would I want to be you?
Why am I miserable?
You are miserable all the time.
When?
What?
When you see me off the air, am I miserable?
No, just around the hallways when you're talking to everybody else.
When? Talking to who?
Kirk, you are miserable.
I'm not miserable at all. I'm not miserable at all.
No, Chris and Ken would say you're a barrel of laughs to work with every day.
You can ask them. I don't have any issue working with me whatsoever. And I'll say this one thing about our producers. During the show, our producers aren't tweeting diet tips to people. They're working. My producers work. I have my producers working all the time.
Oh, so now they work. You used to rip them on the air all the time. You don't rip
they're
them anymore?
stupid, but they work hard.
Stupid, but they work hard.
Yeah, well, I'll take that, and they're loyal, and they care about the show. We care about our show.
Our producers aren't loyal?
I mean, I would say that we have a producer who's similar, who I think is more Team Minihane. I have a producer of my podcast who's a producer of your show. I think he's more my guy.
When he's doing your podcast?
Yeah, I mean, we've had conversations.
Really, bring him over. Let's talk to him now.
I think he had a chance.
God knows I won't tell tales out of school.
I think.
Ben.
He had a chance. He had a chance to. He was being recruited by your show when he decided to stay with us. So what does that tell you?
I would put that in the fiction category.
No, that's what happened.
Yes. I would put that in the fiction category.
So
that's absurd.
Tell your loyal producers that you were recruiting somebody else to.
It's not true. First of all, I would
him.
never have a producer who smokes because I hate the smell of it. It would annoy me. I would kick him out.
Not smoke in the building.
It's annoying. I'd kick him out in 3 weeks. And he's the one that tells me all the time he should be on the air all the time.
Oh, he's pretty good on the air.
Yeah, he's all right.
No, he's good. He does a nice job.
No. If you're going to say that's fiction, you got to admit.
We didn't offer you a job.
You called me personally like 3 times. Come join the morning show.
No,
don't lie.
Ben,
don't
never
lie.
happened.
That did happen. That absolutely happened. That's why I went to Kevin Graham and had a conversation.
Never happened.
No, don't do that. Ben, that didn't. You're lying. Why? Why are you lying?
I would tell the truth if we offered you the job. These guys weren't there at the time.
You called me personally and said,
Ben.
yes, that's the point. You were trying to get me to come to your show. So don't say it's fiction.
I didn't say I offered you a job.
No, but they said you were courting me, and you said it's fiction.
We talked. I didn't say I offered you a job. He said we offered you a job. We didn't.
You were calling me personally to ask me to do the show.
That was never asked of you ever, not once. It wasn't.
To do the show?
It wasn't.
Really? Because that's why I had meetings with Kevin Graham about it.
Well, you might have. I have no idea about that.
So don't say it's fiction.
Well, I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about it?
And I'd say, given the content of your show, when I hear from you on the weekends or around, I thank God every day that it didn't happen. I mean, you're the biggest goddamn bore on God's green earth. Here's what you do. When I text you a guest for the podcast,
Yeah.
book them.
You're going to lie again? You're going to keep lying?
Then leave me alone.
Keep lying.
Leave me alone. Screw up the audio on the podcast. Okay, why don't you work
Keep
on
lying.
that first?
Keep
Take
lying.
care of that. Well, where's the lie?
The lies. You just said it was fiction.
Do you think you should be on the air every day with Dale, Holley, and Keefe in a larger role on air?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Now you're telling the truth.
I was telling the truth the whole
Right.
time. You were the only one lying in this 2 seconds here.
What's a better show, your show or our show in the morning? What have you told me? What have you told me privately?
I've not told you that your show is better than this show.
Okay.
I've never said that to you.
Okay, we're going to do that. No problem.
You said it was fiction that you were asking me to do the show.
Ben, we can get Jerry here today. We never offered you the job, ever. Ever. That never happened.
You called me multiple times to convince me to come to your show instead of this show.
It never happened.
It did absolutely happen. Why are you lying?
didn't.
What's the point of you lying about that right now?
That's
What's the point?
You're exactly right. Nobody.
Then why are you still
all due
lying
respect,
about
nobody
it?
knows who you are. Nobody cares. I would just say.
No, they care about this. They're interested because you're lying.
They wouldn't. I
There's
would
no
say-
reason for you to lie about it.
Correct.
You called
That's
me
why I'm
multiple
not-
times.
that's why I'm not lying.
And you talked to Andy about it too.
Well, I didn't. I think Jerry did, like 3 or 4 years ago. I never talked to Andy about it. Jerry did. That's true. And Sausage left.
You called me
We
last
offered Andy
year.
the job. Andy's the best producer on your show. We did offer Andy the job. You did.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's my
So
opinion.
what did you tell me about Andy? What did you say to me in the conversation
I said Andy's
about me
I said-
leaving that show
I said,
and coming
I
to your
said-
show?
I said Andy's an average producer, but he's the best producer on your show.
That is not what you said.
Average
you
producer.
said
Verbatim.
it would be good for you to get away from Andy. That was your words verbatim.
Well, what would your response have been to that if I had said it?
I didn't really say anything because
so you
I
said
don't
nothing.
give you
So
information
if I had said
to use
that,
against me or
so if
Andy
I had
or the
said that,
show.
so if I had said that, your response would have been dead silence. It wouldn't have been you're right.
I didn't say you're right.
Okay. Selective fiction.
So
Go ahead, Mike.
No,
I
you're
just-
lying. You're just flat out lying.
All right. So if you're the reason, so Jerry is part of the casting couch, right? Callahan.
Well, who do you think is the most important person on the show? All kidding aside.
All right. So if you're the most important person on the show,
Right.
what are your producers doing?
They're doing a lot of stuff. They're getting sound.
Are
They're
they
finding stories.
Are they responsible for what percentage do they get in this?
I've done I did the credit pie today. You never listen to our show. I gave myself for winning the book. I gave myself 98%, and I said the other guys can disperse 2%.
So they don't matter then. So don't say that.
What percent is vital?
Don't say your producers are better than mine. We're responsible for 2% of your ratings. So I mean, what are they doing?
Well,
they're replaceable, right?
Who greenlit the thing you do at the end of your show with Rich, where he talks about Francesa every day?
What, Kiefer Madness?
Yeah. Is that one of your producers?
Kiefer Madness is pretty good.
Kiefer Madness is a terrible thing.
Are you jealous of Rich Keefe? He's a talented guy.
In what respect?
He's very talented.
In what respect?
Very talented radio guy.
Was he on this mic before?
He could do it all. He was.
Okay, because it wasn't working. I couldn't understand anything coming out of this mic for a few hours before.
What's your problem with him? What's he done to you?
My problem with Rich is that he's decided to come on the show and just kind of he's just played along. He's not been a dick. You guys, I told you this. No. Like being tough with John Farrell is different than being a dick. Like every day within the show. You guys need that.
Why?
Because it makes more compelling radio for me.
Because you're a dick, so you think everybody else should be.
Yes, well, it works for me.
Yeah, it does. It works for you.
Right.
For you. Doesn't mean it works for everybody.
Like you said, that'll do great things for our ratings. And it did. You were being sarcastic. You were wrong. You should be apologizing. But that's fine.
That's pretty bloody likely, too.
Is Fauria here?
We'll come back to our WEEI Roundtable live from Jake and Joe's.
Fauria is just chilling.
I told you, I'm just going to, I did my job.
It's also brought to you by Miller Lite, Old Dominion, Blink Video Home Security, here on Sports Radio
Still don't know
WEEI.
how this helps us.
At what point will the Red Sox be brought up during this? I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest.
I just want to say, am I on? Is my mic working?
You're on.
Did Andy messing with my mic? I just want to say congratulations to my new guy, the Bruins play-by-play guy. Dale.
Who was that?
Dale applied for the job, didn't get it. That's okay. Who's the guy who got the job? Did you read this?
Judd.
Did you read this, Ryan Johnston? Did you read this thing you wrote? You tweeted out.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan, I understand. I have a little more perspective now. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I went through a lot this year. That's why I don't appreciate being attacked like that, Michael, given what I've gone through this year. But anyway, it's irrelevant. This Ryan Johnston is writing this thing out like 10 family members died. I mean, Ryan, let's have a little perspective here. I mean, you lost a play-by-play job. No?
I think he thought he was going to get it.
Okay, but I mean, life goes
and
on.
he's been working his entire career to become an
Well,
NHL
good enough.
broadcaster.
You're good enough.
Who got it?
A guy from Chicago. I can't remember.
Judd
his name.
Surratt.
So it's not a local
Judd
guy?
Surratt.
It's
No.
not a local guy?
No.
Oh, how's he going to be received? Oh, he's never making it here. I mean, isn't that
It's our sister station,
mentality?
Christian. We have to worry about this stuff.
And by the way, let me just make this clear, and this is where Dale and I agree on this, something. I could have done that job better than this Ryan Surratt. I would have killed that job, that hockey play-by-play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, yeah, you could keep your act together enough to do
no
play-by-play.
way. Out of all the sports to do play-by-play, got to be the hardest, right?
Yeah, you actually have to.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, football pretty easy. Basketball, sure. Soccer. I mean, really, what are you going to do? But hockey's got to be the hardest, right?
Look at you.
I know. I feel like there's an opening.
He felt it was the only time he was going to get to talk.
There's no way. I mean, people texting me, telling me to jump in there. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do in that situation?
Say something.
That was just Glenn, wasn't it?
I said,
that
why
was
can't
Glenn
you guys get along?
texting.
Take a side.
No, Glenn doesn't.
Take a side.
All Glenn does is retweet. He's like Colin Kaepernick. He has really
Glenn is so
input.
bad on Twitter. He's
the
terrible
worst.
on Twitter.
He's the worst. He just retweets and likes. There's no real input there. So, what are you going to do?
Do you think it helps our show that for Kirk Minihane to tell people not to listen to it?
Well, I mean, probably. Well, you know what? I'll say this.
Do you think it helps?
Well, we've had our issues.
Right.
I don't think that you should, because I think some people don't get it.
Right.
Some people don't get the fact that it could be a bit. I don't know how Kirk really feels.
Oh,
maybe
well.
the first half hour was
just
truly
talked,
how he felt.
We just talked during the break. I think Michael and I understand how each other feel.
I think, yeah.
Not so great. Not so great.
No, I mean, I guess it all depends on what you're into. I don't know. If they were ragging on our show, we would attack them back. I mean, if they want to go,
We've
punch
done
for
that.
punch, we can easily do that. And someone's going to get a big pile of poop in their hat. Okay, I mean, we can do the whole prank thingy also. But I haven't been in radio enough, Michael, to really get if it really does have an effect. This is all I know. So coming here, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, it was automatic. Like, all right, let's get this party started.
Which show do you think is better?
As far as what?
Which show is a better show?
Well, your show is different. I like their show also. If I'm looking for no, see, you can't be mad at somebody for giving their opinion.
That's not an opinion. Answer the question.
No, I like your show
You
for
can
what
say
it
if
is.
you like their show better.
No,
that's
I
fine.
like your show as far as
for
shows
what it
that I
is.
listen.
What does that mean?
Well, because you guys don't do a lot of sports.
What are you talking about? We did like 4 minutes today.
I know. I was like,
something.
That might be your high for the
I will say this. Like, based on my drive time, based on what I get to listen to, I don't ever. Joe used to tell me, you got to listen to all the shows. You got to watch all the shows, do all this stuff. I can't listen to anything across the street. Nothing. The morning show that they do is horrendous. The afternoon show, it drives me insane. So if you're asking me like what the difference is,
What a pivot.
I know, right? You like the way I did it?
Well, let's say
I got the ball.
What are you here for?
Can I leave?
Yeah.
Can I leave? I would love to leave and get a jump on the traffic.
Either that or we can go over to the bar. And
I can't drink.
Belly
Poopy
up.
pants. Can't do it.
What?
I have poopy pants.
Oh, you
My
do?
butt.
Oh, that's why you weren't
Oh,
there.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, very bad case.
You on the way back?
Diet tip, Christian. Vodka's okay for upset
Vodka.
stomach.
Diet tip during the show.
Tweet that out,
Sorry,
Andy,
yeah.
would you? Should I eat
Hey.
pizza and your chicken breasts? Go ahead.
I mean, how could she even compare? With no disrespect to your producers, but nobody at the station really is on Andy's level. They're not on Andy's level.
Well, I mean,
Of production.
why is it Ken Laird on Andy's level?
He's not. He's
Based on what? You don't listen to our show. We can get Ben Kitchen if he's going to continue his lying, and he told me, he said the problem with one of the problems with our show, Ben has said this, is that one person on the show listens to it. Dale, that's it. He said Rich doesn't listen to the show, and you don't listen to the
Right.
show.
Okay,
So how the hell would you know if Ken's a good producer or not?
So should
Mike? I don't care. I don't care if you listen or you don't listen.
Should I? Oh, you don't?
No,
So
but here's
how
what
about
I'd say.
how about if I
But-
mention it on the air that
but
don't listen to the show and then listen to the competition?
Fine with me.
All right,
But
is that
what-
fine?
That's fine. I don't care.
Now that you'll never lose to them again because you're
No,
the top of the world.
We very
or
well
whatever.
might, but
All right.
all due
So,
respect,
but you think
people listen to our show don't care about your goddamn endorsement.
Oh, why
so,
is that?
So if you don't listen to our show,
Oh, why?
because they don't like you. They
Why?
like our show and they don't like your show.
So that's how it has
So
to be.
they're different then.
So that has to.
Correct.
So
it has
us
to be.
trying to be like you wouldn't help us.
Well, I don't know. It wouldn't hurt.
And so you have to. If you listen to WEEI, if you listen in the morning, you can't listen in the afternoon.
Sure you can. But I think we have a big. I think we have different listeners, don't you?
And why do you care if why do you need to know if somebody likes your show over their show? Like, why would you
I'm
care
just
if
trying
I
to put
like?
you in the spot. That's all.
I
I don't really care. I'm just trying to make you uncomfortable.
Okay, good. Guess it worked.
I mean, you literally poop your pants, did you? Did you?
A little bit.
It
I
happened?
sharted myself.
So if you don't listen to the show, how would you know if Ken's a good producer or not?
I've listened to the show before. I know the.
don't think he's a good producer?
I know the Kirk and Callahan show. I really don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so
but
then-
this
so
is
how
what
can you
I.
weigh in then?
This is what I mean.
Here's what I'd say.
What do you know about? I mean, what do you know about
I've worked with
Andy
Andy. I listen
and
to your sh-
Andy
I
and
listen to your
Ben
show
as producers?
Good producers. For our show, I like our producers better. I mean, is that why wouldn't I?
Isn't that
Why are you
different than
ripping our
saying I
producers?
have no dedication to this show?
Exactly.
I'm just saying what Ben told me, Andy. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't buy that for
Sure
a
he
second.
did.
Why don't you
Okay,
stand-
all
why-
right, that's fine.
But why,
I don't
but
care.
why don't you just say it on your own instead of saying, Ben told me this? What's
Well,
your?
I'm not around your show enough
so
to
we're
know.
so we're in the same boat. You don't listen to the show.
I do listen to your
you don't
show.
have you don't have
No,
your own
no.
opinions about Andy.
Sure I do.
Independent
Sure,
of Ben.
like I said, maybe
So-
he's fine producer.
Okay.
What I said is, I'm not around your show day in, day out. You know, if you're around day out, you know who's dedicated and not. I'm not around your show day in, day out. I wouldn't know. I mean, how would I know that? That's up to you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what I hear about you is you show up at 2 and you leave at 6.
Show up at 2 and leave at 6. That's what you hear.
Well, that's what you joke about.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Was that true or false?
Sometimes it's true.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well,
Sometimes.
Okay. But I think if you're working 2 shows at once, I think it's hard to be as dedicated to a radio show.
I don't think so.
I'm sure you don't.
I think when you're doing 2 sports shows, and you're talking about sports
just
and
an
things
energy issue.
And the same energy. Yeah.
When you did work at Comcast, did your radio show suffer for it?
When I worked at Comcast twice a week for 22 minutes, did my radio show suffer at all?
But you were going in there
It did not.
at
Especially
6, 7, 8 o'clock
From
at night.
Lexington to Burlington for 22 minutes, door to door, 36 minutes. It did not.
Okay. Well, I wish you had the stamina that I have, but you don't.
I guess
So
not.
it's a
Evidently.
blessing. It's a blessing. So I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm energetic today.
Praise him. Praise him for that.
I'm alert. You should too.
Wonderful. Give all praise to him.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I do. I give all
Fantastic.
praise to him every day.
Since I've complimented you, how far am I close to the line right now or no? I need to know where your line is, your racist line. Am I close to it or not?
Listen, you can.
Well, I just need to know. I just need to know where I am right now. That's all. It makes it easier for me. I just need to know.
You can keep dancing with that line if you want to.
No, I just need updates.
I just think it's unfortunate.
I just need Holley updates on this line.
Kirk, it's unfortunate. Really.
What's unfortunate?
We
talked about it during the break, and I remain as perplexed as I did when I walked in.
Well, there was a time I think I sent you a text, and I could find out when it was. When I heard you say it on the air,
right?
That Holley thinks I'm a racist, and I'm like, wow.
You texted me.
I wonder
me.
why. And when was that? When was that? Was it a month ago? A month and a half ago?
I don't know. I don't have it.
And so,
but yes, I remember you did. I was in
Maine.
and
I sent you a text. I said, look.
And you got the okay response.
I disagree with you strongly on a lot of things. I don't like a lot of things that are said or implied on the show.
What's implied on the show? Give me one example.
I said a lot of things.
Well, give me one example. What don't you like that's implied on the show? That's what I mean. That's the stuff I hate. Because Because you're just throwing that out there with no example.
No, I'm not throwing it out there.
Give me an example.
I'm not throwing it out there. I mean,
you just said a lot of things you don't like that are implied. Give me an example.
There are many things over the years.
Okay, let's just with me, the Kirk and Callahan show.
In the Kirk and Callahan
show. Give me an example.
You mean like when you sat here within the first couple of minutes and knocked Leroy's song?
Well,
that was implied.
What's implied? That
you didn't like Leroy, didn't like hip hop, didn't like the song.
Because of the color of his skin?
Because you don't like that kind of music.
So if I don't like a particular rap song, the implication is.
By the way, it's not that song. You've been saying this all along.
So that's now that now.
Well, you asked for
2000. That's an example. Would you think that's an example?
No, I wouldn't say that one.
I mean,
I wouldn't say that one.
Just because you pretend to like it, well, go ahead. It's worse to pretend to like it, to be honest with you. Go ahead.
What do you mean pretend to like it?
Dale does. He doesn't like that song.
Why not?
So he gave me an example. It's a garbage one. You said there's a lot of things, so give me one.
I didn't like the Adam Jones conversation. I didn't.
Okay, so we shouldn't have had it?
I don't. What's that?
We shouldn't have had it?
No, I didn't say. No, wait a minute.
What conversation?
No, that's different. That's different. I'm not telling you what you should or should not talk about. I'm not going there. But my text to you, that's a side point. The major point was I sent you a text,
right,
and I said this to you. Hey, Kirk, I'm not calling you a racist. We disagree on a lot of things, but hey, I'm not going there.
Back to this text. I don't understand.
And then wait a minute.
So
and then you just said okay.
Right.
I'm available for a conversation.
I didn't say that.
No, but you know I am.
No,
I'm ready to have a conversation about it.
We talked during the break about this,
right?
And what I said.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, so that okay meant that. Okay meant piss off.
All right. Well,
I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
I'm happy to come here and talk about it on the air.
At times I'm a very literal person, so maybe you should have said that to me, and then I would understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
So if you had said that in the text, then I would have said, all right. Great. That's where he is.
Okay, the next time I'll do that. We've never had a real relationship, which is fine. So when you do something like that, you talk about this imaginary line and how we're bumping up against it. I say, okay, this is how this guy thinks of me. We're good. We're done. It's fine. He can do his show. I can do mine. I'll show up here and do this, and we're good.
It's not what I thought. It's not what I think of you. It's what I thought of that conversation. It's what I thought of that conversation. That's what I thought of the
See,
conversation.
on the Dale and Holley show, I burp and say, excuse me.
But it's my opinion.
Right.
We could have. And we could have had.
I'd rather do it here.
We could have had a conversation about it.
Would you rather I do it here
how
or on
about
the
this?
phone?
Why is it either or? We could have done it.
Because then we'll suck on the air because we've already had it on the phone.
We could have done it on the phone and continued it on the air if you wanted to.
We wouldn't have been as angry.
But I'm not angry. I'm not.
I mean, come on.
I'm not angry.
Right,
you think I'm angry right now?
Okay, you're thrilled. Fantastic.
No, I'm not. There are many other degrees. I'm not angry.
Okay, you understand what I mean? The tension in the air wouldn't have existed had we talked on the phone.
But there are many ways it could have been handled. Look, I
legitimately don't understand.
I could have come on the show. I could have come on your show and talked about it. That would have been pretty good.
Fine, come on the show whenever you want. Name it.
Well, now you don't really want to talk to me anyway. Right?
You come on the show.
Just for the show. Just for show purposes.
Well, there are people on the show I don't like. I mean, we bring people on. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
But for the life of me, it eludes me how if you think somebody wasn't called a word, that makes you racist like the person who would have said that word. That's where I get sort of jumbled.
So I said that.
Well, when you talk about going up against the line, you said it during the break. You
said, a black man at Fenway Park.
Right.
Who has been called names there before.
Correct.
Documented.
I agree.
Has been called that before.
By the way, I think that happened. I agree that happened.
So he's been called that before.
Right.
Red Sox players say, oh, yeah, we've heard that before.
Well, hold on. But no Red Sox player said that happened
that night. But we've heard it at Fenway Park. Now, these guys haven't been around that long. I mean, Jackie Bradley Jr. is not a 10-year veteran, so he's heard it at Fenway Park. Chris Young has only been there for a few years.
Have you ever heard the word said at a sporting event?
He's heard it. I've heard it at a sporting event,
yes.
You have?
Oh,
recently?
Yeah.
When was the last time you heard the word? When's the last time you heard the word
Fenway
in your
Park
life?
last summer. Not this summer.
Summer. You heard someone say the N-word?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So Chris Young, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
They've heard it.
Right.
Then we hear from.
By the way,
so we hear from CC Sabathia. We hear from Torrey Hunter. All these players around baseball. But then
agreed.
This is why. This is what I'm talking about. This is why when people talk about Boston. And I think, this is where
Michael, that still doesn't answer my question. I agree with you.
I'm getting there.
All those things happened. I'm getting there. I'm happy.
And I don't disagree with you on everything. I think this pushing everything toward Boston and making it this so-called capital city of racism is bogus.
I think that's critical of Jamel and Michael for that?
I think that's BS.
You've been critical of your friend Michael Smith and Jamel Hill
I don't think Michael feels that way.
Well, he doesn't fight with Jamel when she talks about it. She says Boston's the gold standard of racism.
But I don't think that exists. That doesn't exist.
Well, she said it.
Oh, I know she said it. I didn't say it. She said it.
But your buddy doesn't call her out on that.
Oh, okay. Well, he's got to call her out.
Well, why don't you call him out?
Oh, call him out for not calling him out? He's a grown man. He's working with her every day.
All right, go ahead.
I know how I feel about it. I live in the city. I don't believe that Boston is any different than Chicago or New York or L.A., all cities that have had incidents. Eric Garner died in New York. L.A. had riots. There have been riots in Detroit and all over the city.
You'd agree when these politicians bring up Bill Russell in busing at this point. That's a waste of everyone's time,
correct?
It's
silly. It's silly because as Boston was having problems in the 70s, so was Philly and L.A. and Newark and all these places. But my point is, Boston people say these things about, part of the reason they say these things about Boston is because we're often in denial. We're so defensive because of the history. And so anytime somebody just goes to scratch and brings up a racial incident, we go crazy. We are defensive about it.
You tweeted the other day. Okay, you tweeted the other day about Bennett. You said, I'm just interested in the truth.
Right, yes,
right?
That's true.
Okay, so am I.
Right.
So I want the truth about Adam Jones, and right now nobody else at Fenway Park, nobody anywhere, Adam Jones himself to the police after, nobody said it happened until Jones said it happened. And then Sam Kennedy's proof is he looked Adam Jones in the eye. For me, as somebody who lives in Boston, that's not enough proof.
That's not enough proof. So,
do you agree or not?
Well, I don't, because as I said to Dale before, if I come up to him,
right,
and I tell them that happened to me, and nobody's around to corroborate what I'm saying, does he believe me? Now he says yes. If I come up to you and I tell you that happened to me,
I would believe you.
You would believe me?
Yes,
Why?
I would, because I know you.
Well,
but Michael, if
that was the Red Sox point.
If we lived in a world where this then went to a court of law, and I was sitting on the jury, and it was Michael Holley against the guy who called you that, right? Let's say it was Fauria. Okay, he's always saying that anyway in the halls. So
all the time.
So we go. So we're in a court of law, and your only evidence is that it happened, and there's no other proof anywhere else, I'd probably vote, that it didn't happen. Doesn't mean I don't believe it, but that's probably what I'd say.
But I think Michael's point is that's why Sam Kennedy believed him.
Well,
same reason you'd believe him.
Do you believe that you and Michael have the same relationship as Sam Kennedy and Adam Jones?
No, but I think that they have a relationship with a Major League Baseball player.
No, they don't.
Well,
you think they know each other at all?
Well, the Red Sox, I know, have great respect for Adam Jones.
Okay.
They do.
Great.
So,
but do you think Sam Kennedy and Adam Jones have any relationship at all?
Well, probably not Sam Kennedy, but I think John Farrell and the Red Sox players do with Jones. I mean, he's known as one of the quote-unquote good guys in baseball. So, hey, and who knows? Maybe if it's somebody else, just for example, when Gary Sheffield was playing, if Gary Sheffield had said it, maybe they wouldn't believe it. I don't know.
Answer my question about you've kind of danced around.
But I'm not. No, I'm not dancing. I'm not dancing.
How bumping up against the line by having a conversation and not believing a guy.
I'm not dancing. What you're not
if
listening.
Somebody called Adam Jones that word and there was proof or whatever, I would say, forget. You could put him in jail for 50 years for all I care. I don't care. How honestly? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't see how that correlates at all.
How would that be proof? How would there be proof?
If there was video proof of it, or if 11 people tweeted 10 seconds later, or somebody, that would be proof. Or if somebody called this show, or called somewhere else, or talked to a reporter, or said this or that. None of that happened.
Yeah, you're talking about
how many
maybe.
Let me ask you this: how many people?
8 to 10 people who could have been around it,
oh,
right?
Michael,
how many?
What?
Well,
in Fenway Park?
No, I'm saying, but who could have heard?
Anybody in that section could have heard it.
All right.
You have to say it loud enough for Adam Jones to hear it during a baseball game that far away.
But
that'd
if
be like me saying it. Wait, the other end of the restaurant.
I mean, but this is not uncommon. I mean, to have
that's not true. That's not true. I'm not 3 million games.
No, where outfielders are hearing conversations in the stands. Hey, God, you suck. Oh, you're gonna drop the ball.
But nobody cares about it. But you don't agree if somebody says that word, right? If you and I, we went to this break here, Dale, you are doing a lousy job with the clock. Let me just keep you advice.
Yeah. Actually, I'm doing a great job because I just ended this hour.
If somebody around here, let's say Curtis, yelled that word to you right now, okay? Think of how many people would hear that and how many people would talk about. I mean, and that's a kind of word saying you suck. Nobody cares. Somebody says that word to somebody. That's an oh my God moment. No. If you heard that, you just sit there like, would you react differently?
I don't know if I'd say anything to the guy.
Would you react differently though if you heard that?
I guess, but
I don't know that I would tweet it. I don't know if I'd say anything to the guy. I don't know.
I understand.
But
my point is, hold on. My point is, if somebody said that, just instinctively, if you're with your daughter or your wife or something, your body changes.
Sure.
Right? Okay. Yeah.
But here's the problem.
But you're right. You may not.
But here's the problem with that, Kirk. If Fenway Park, if the players over the years, and if CC Sabathia is to be believed, that going into Boston, we brace ourselves for something that is going to happen.
Yeah.
Then maybe it's not the oh my God word that it is in this company. In other words, they don't.
In the stands at Fenway Park, I'm talking about the fans. Most fans, these are the fans that go to the games at Fenway Park. They would all be shocked if they heard that word. Stunned. Forget the players. Forget the players. I'm talking about the fans.
But if that is
the fans who would react.
If that is the atmosphere, if it has been said there before,
no.
And we haven't heard about it. But listen, we haven't heard about it before. How about this? Torrey Hunter said when David Ortiz tried to get him to come here, Hunter's like, no, I'm not going there because it's too crazy. I hear it there all the time. Well, nobody ever said anything then.
Different world then, though, too. Social media-wise, different world. Totally different world. Totally different world.
He played. He just retired. What, 3 years ago?
Even 3 or 4 years ago. Versus now is different. Totally different.
I don't know.
Totally different.
The second hour of the WEEI Roundtable is going to have a hard time keeping up. They're coming up next.
Well, first of all, Dale, this is what I want to see the numbers for the 5 to 6.
No.
I want to see the 5 to 6 numbers.
We'll come back literally to say goodbye.
Compared to the Leroy Hour.
Sports Radio, WEEI. All right, Ordway and Merlone.
Yeah.
And those guys were over
617-779.
They were over there chanting one more hour, and that's just because they wanted to sit and drink longer. But no,
you're good. You're up, Ordway.
Especially Glenn. Glenn really wanted to keep pounding them over there.
It's tough. It's almost 6. I may have to run out of here. I leave at 6. But let me ask you a couple questions here, Kirk. Matt Light was on your show the day when he was embarrassed to be a Patriot.
Yeah.
With the anthem. He said
2 hours before he went on Touch and Rich, too, I should say.
Yeah.
That's probably where you heard it, but go ahead.
No, don't listen to them.
Go ahead.
But on your show, I did hear this. I heard Matt Light tell the story about a little girl who started crying when she saw players kneel for the anthem. Did you take his word for it or not?
Not a little girl. It was a wife of
okay.
of a. You gotta get your facts straight.
Okay. Well, he had this. No. He had a story of somebody crying.
No, because Jerry got mad at me. I said I have no idea. We talked about it after. I said I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. I have the capacity to doubt.
No,
question. I mean,
I think that's health. I think doubting.
I just don't believe things because it happens. Like I don't believe, for instance, and you may say this. We'll call this the line.
Oh, what's the line? I'll see.
I may be here. I don't know. But when there's some story that there was graffiti painted at LeBron James's house, the cops show up and then it's painted over. I don't believe that story.
So, but what?
I mean, why? So they call 911, right?
I'm not paying attention anymore. Sorry.
All right.
Completely tuned it out. Sorry.
So
I'm more worried about my.
Easy.
So, but if you're LeBron James, you have the capacity to get that.
Are you wearing Depends right now?
I should.
You should.
Why would you leave it?
Goodbye. Let's say goodbye so we can leave.
Why would you leave it? Why would you leave it? Why would you leave it?
If you leave early, it's like I'm not going to tell HR or anything. Leave early, we'll be fine.
I got a relationship.
Why would you leave that on your house if you're LeBron James? Why would you leave that on your house?
Well, Michael, in the time you call 911, wouldn't you want the evidence to be there? If you're calling the cops and saying somebody sprayed the N-word graffiti, I don't even know what it was, at my house, right? So you call 911. The time the police go to get there, would you then cover up the evidence?
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
Intellectually, does that make sense?
Yeah, in some ways.
Really?
It depends.
Does that make sense to you, Dan?
It does. Depends on who's around.
I don't think he was covering. I think the people who were taking care of the house did.
But do you understand what I'm saying, though? If you call,
yeah, but I can see where the caretaker's saying, "Oh my God, I got to get that covered."
But they're the ones who called. So why would you call 911?
Take a picture that it happened. Somebody got in there. This is what happened.
But so my point.
Maybe take a picture of it.
My point. I'm just giving that as an example.
Yeah.
I doubt
well,
that.
the answer is you would never cover up the evidence. You would never.
Well,
paint
as
over,
Michael said, if you went out and took a picture of it,
take a picture of it,
then you covered it up, and you get.
I know.
Boy,
it's extremely. It just, I don't know. It
doesn't
make any sense.
Do you want to split the plate of nachos after this?
No.
You sure? Some chili?
Well, yeah, chili sounds good. Cornbread.
And I understand that people sometimes make things up, as it appears that Michael Bennett did. I understand that there are times that you will have a racial
that I didn't believe him at first.
Racial incident, and I didn't know. I didn't know at first. My question, my first instinct is to ask, why would he do that? That's what I asked with Michael Bennett. Why did he lie?
When you're an activist, I think that sometimes that can happen. That you want to further some storyline along, and you can put yourself in the middle of that story.
But
and by the way, if there's some video that comes out tomorrow that makes the cop look bad, and I would say, great, the cop's a pig, fire him.
Well, that was my point on the tweet. What people were saying to me, what do you think now? I said, look, somebody was lying and they'll be exposed. Oh, wait a minute. But didn't you want it to be, don't you want Michael Bennett to be right? I'm like, I don't care who's right.
Do you want Adam Jones to be right? I mean,
I don't.
Would you rather him have been called that word?
No.
Or Jones be a liar?
Absolutely not.
So you'd rather have Jones be a liar?
No. What I'm saying, I want whatever the truth is. I want the truth out. I'm all about the truth. So if Adam Jones wasn't called that, if we get down the road a year from now, 2 years from now, and Adam Jones is exposed, he made the whole thing up.
Well, that's not.
First of all,
that's not going to happen.
But I'm saying if it might. Who knows? But if he's called a liar, I mean, if he's thought to be a liar or found out to be a liar, yes, I will call him out and I will come to you and I'll say, Kirk, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me because I'm a Christian and it's all about forgiveness.
Okay. Fantastic.
Does Ken have enough time to cut this up and make it sound the way you want it to?
I think it's worked out pretty well. I would just say
he needs 12 hours.
No, I would say it's fine. It's Michael and I never really had a relationship anyway. And that's okay.
I never really thought of it that way, but it's interesting to hear you.
The bridge is burned, and that's okay. I mean, you guys will do your show. We'll do our show. It's fine. I'm not one to criticize another show on the air. I'm not going to do that. You guys do a fine job.
Oh no, yeah. So tell me this. I know you know hip hop very well. Friend or foe, Jay-Z. Are you a friend or foe of the Dale, Holley, and Keith show?
I'm neutral.
Just so I know.
First of all, I'm Team Slick Rick.
All right.
And secondly, I'm neutral.
Good choice.
Yes.
Switzerland.
He was excellent. Slick Rick was great.
Rick the Ruler. Yeah.
What's that?
We've always thought of you as Switzerland.
I try to be, if anything. And I want to thank, first and foremost, I'm going to thank Christian Fauria for his contributions as he battled through intestinal turmoil. Are you going to make it home?
No, I'm not.
You going to work tomorrow?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Look at you.
Yeah, yes, I will. The problem is...
Is that you were today on the air?
No, I had a lot of energy today, but I didn't really eat anything. So when I ate something as soon as I got here, and then it took about 20 minutes, and then
the food is excellent here.
The food, this is not an indication of the food.
No,
this is a me problem.
Yes, okay.
This is a
let's
me
get
problem.
the sponsor read in
Yes,
here.
let's do that.
This final drive, co-sponsored by ARS Restoration Specialists. Regardless of the season, a disaster can hit your commercial, residential, or medical facility at any time. Get an ARS disaster plan in place. Make sure your clients, employees, or tenants are protected. Learn more at arsserve.com. Also brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate your car, help a child today. Schedule your free pickup at 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or at carsforkids.com. Glenn, Jerry, Rich, and Lou are all standing by.
The baseball show.
I smell a tickle fest. I smell a tickle
fest. The baseball show. Yes. You thought you were done, Lou.
Stay right here. They're coming up next from Jake and Joe's Sports Radio, WEEI.